All right, everyone, welcome back to the Villain Theater 5 for 5 showcase. We had some technical difficulties, but it's okay because, we're all online streaming at home right now. I know that the speeds are going on. There's some weird juju in the air. It's not the worst thing that's happened this year. So, but we did have our amazing superhero, our performer, our dancer, Allison McCoy, on our stage. So I would like to welcome her back up because she is a badass woman and she needs to be heard. So let's give it up for her. Woo!
Woo! It's all good. We can figure this out. I'm just gonna start over, so sorry, y'all. Anywho, as I said before, I'm from Michigan. We're America's high five, and we also have all of the fresh water, and we're not gonna share it, so screw you. We will. Other states have asked to have some, and we've said no. It's ours. Anyhow, it's called Lake Michigan for a reason. Sorry. Anywho, we're in quarantine right now, and I've got all the time on my hands. I'm watching a lot of movies, and one of them that I watched recently was Peter Pan. Amazing movie about adventure and never growing up, whatever. But then I was thinking, like, Wendy is clearly the oldest one in this group, and what if her period started on the way to Neverland? I think he would have dropped her. Like, not dropped her off at the train station to go home. Like, oh, no, you can't come anymore. You grew up too fast. Whoopsie. No, like, just dropped her onto the streets of London. Like, and then the best part, no one else would ever know her period started because of all the carnage. Yeah, you literally wouldn't know. Like, you'd be like, oh, where'd that blood come from? You don't know. Which then gets me to thinking, like, fuck puberty. God damn it was the worst. I remember, like, we'd all be in the back of the bus, like, talking, and, like, there'd be, like, a girl's side and a boy's side, and the girls would be all like, we have it worse, and then the boys would be all like, no, we have it worse. Well, as an adult woman, I would like to say, girls had it worse. Boys, you got that little boner, and that sucks, I'm sorry, but you could think about your naked grandma and have that boner just deflate. I got a red spot on my ass, and I could not think about my naked grandpa and have it go away. That was just not a thing that happened. You just had it for the rest of the day. Still happens. Anyhow. And then you also have to figure out the fucking bathroom situation in middle school. It is so stressful. Jesus Christ. So first, not everyone has gotten their period yet. So not everyone is on board with this whole thing. Like, if they hear crinkling from your stall, they're going to think you got a Kit Kat and they're going to want to share. And I'm not sharing this with you. It's mine. It's a pad. Anyhow. So you're sitting in there, you're trying to figure it out, and then you hear someone come in, and you're like, ugh! You freeze, because no one can know. Either that, or you do the tried and true method that doesn't fucking work, where you try and open the thing slower for it to not make as much noise. Which I don't know if you know this, but if you open a package slowly, it makes the same amount of noise, but just for a longer amount of time. Like, it doesn't make it softer. But that's what you try and do anyways, because you feel like you're that person in the movie theater where, like, they go to take a sip of water and, like, there's no water left. It's just ice, and they make all the noise, and everyone stares at them and it's like, fuck you! That's how you feel, because you're super fucking insecure because you're 13 years old. But luckily, oh my God, it gets so much better once you're an adult. I remember when I was in college, I looked down, I was like, fuck. I looked in my purse and I was like, fuck, because I didn't have a tampon. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I'm an adult woman. And so I just said out loud in the middle of this bathroom, hey, I need a tampon. And like 5 came up from the bottom, and it was amazing. There was different colors, absorbencies, styles, brands. Like I had my pick of the litter, which is much different than if you're trying to do stuff under the bathroom stall in a men's bathroom. It's normally an anti-gay Republican. So
Yes.
and
Yeah.
it does get better. It doesn't completely stop though. Sometimes you will still get that spot. I know back before when you could still go places, I was going to Target and I was wearing a pair of leggings and then I sneezed, which about half of the audience understands what I'm talking about, and the other half, I bled through. And then I got to go home and clean a Target out of my car seat because it just, But you know what? The moral of the story here is that like, it sucks, but we can deal with it. And if you ever see a woman or a girl with a sweatshirt tied around their waist, know that they are having a terrible day. You need to give them some ibuprofen, some chocolate, and a hug because they are crampy as fuck and they need something positive.
Woo!
Woo! Woo! Yes.
Sorry guys, I thought I got my period for a second, so I had to hide my reaction. Just kidding. I don't know what happened. But anyways, we got all these technical things going up, and you know what? Give it up for Allison, because you not only got to see her once, you got to see her twice, or at least like once and a half. So give it up for her for dealing with all the technical difficulties. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. One thing I will say before we keep going with all of our great comedians, we still have a lot in store for you. I do want to do a little bit of a personal plug. We here at Villain Theater, not only do we have, we have stand-up classes, which is the next online 5 for 5 is coming up. We have a sketch class coming up. So if you feel like, doing some cool skits, you might need some people to help you out before you start going rogue on TikTok. And we also have some great other shows and open mics. So if you think that you want to do some stand-up, but you're not ready for class, but you just want to try some shit out, shoot your shit, then, of course, come to our open mic. Tuesdays at 9:30, we have a show every Tuesday, and it streams like this. And the way you can sign up is on the Villain Theater Instagram and the Villain Stand-Up Instagram, and on our Facebook, we drop a link at 1 p.m., and it's first come, first serve. So that's your shot, your 5 minutes of fame. And then maybe if you are feeling the itch, then you can sign up for 5 for 5. Who knows? Alrighty. Coming up next to the virtual stage, one of my good friends. Let's put your hands together for Victoria Haig.
Woo!
Hello, everybody. My name is Victoria. How's everyone doing? Good? Awesome. So do you guys like my new glass? I bought it online and it came today. I think that stipend that we got from the government was really to cover all the useless crap and bullshit we bought to keep ourselves busy during this quarantine. Like, seriously, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Some of it is important, I'm not gonna lie, like this Glossier eyeliner that I got. Yeah, definitely needed that. So thank you to all the Uber Eats drivers and UPS employees out there, because you definitely made my quarantine possible. I thought this time would make me thinner and save money on going out. But guess what? Popeyes and Taco Bell delivers. So yeah. So some people are still in quarantine. I am not. I went back to work on Monday. And coming out of quarantine, I have to say, is probably the absolute worst hangover you can ever imagine. I'm used to waking or going to sleep at 6 a.m., waking up at 4 p.m., walking around my house butt-ass naked, because guess what? Who's going to tell me what, to put on clothes? I'm just letting it all hang out. Since Monday, I've literally felt like an elephant in a sausage casing. Like, seriously, I don't know. I forgot what it was like to wear clothes, apparently. And so it's just been like super uncomfortable for me. By the time I'm clocking out of work, I'm already unhooking my bra, like on some ratchet shit. And then by the time I walk in the house, I'm naked again because I'm back in my natural habitat. So I'm comfortable. So catching COVID-19 actually wasn't the thing I feared the most. I was more afraid of getting pregnant. That's right. When I was first quarantined with my significant other, we were having sex about 4 or 5 times a day, which was because I slept in, so I had plenty of energy, and that was about a 500% increase from our usual routine. So about a week in, it wasn't fun anymore because I realized I was doing it every day, and I definitely wasn't getting paid for this shit. So, and another thing too is I have bad knees, so to like do that every day, it was a struggle for me. So I'm not old, but I'm in my 30s. So when you're in your 30s, like I notice things, they start to stop working as well as they did before. When I was younger, things I used to really dread was getting my period. Like Allison mentioned, for me, it was the most embarrassing thing, and just overall terrible. I would ask God why, like no, cry and I hate my life and do the whole thing, like carry on and on and on. Now, I thank God when I get my period. It is a blessing. It is a blessing. I get down on my fucked up knees and I say a prayer and I promise I'll never be in that situation again. So, when I was younger, I was also really, really shy. I'm still super shy, but I was definitely more shy when I was younger. Whenever I'd go to get a bikini wax, I couldn't go to more than one esthetician. So if my girl Nikki wasn't available, I'd rearrange my schedule completely. If I did go to a new waxer, it would literally be the most awkward time for me. I'd walk in there and just stare at the ceiling and like make small talk, like, so is it busy? Are you guys busy today? That wax is really hot, right? Like, that's how I was before. Now I don't give a fuck. I walk in there, pants off. Whatever. So since I've been quarantined, I've had a lot more time to talk to my family. I don't talk to them as often as I should, and I admit that I'm guilty of that. So I took it upon myself to come out to my mom. We were on the phone, and she did her usual thing where she was asking me, Vicky, when are you getting married? I want a grandchild. Are you a lesbian? Are you a lesbian? I told her, no, Mom. No, I'm pansexual. She said, what? What is that? Pansexual? What? I said, it means that I'm attracted to people regardless of their gender identity. She again repeated, what? What is that? What do you mean? So I told her straight up, I will fuck him, she, they, anyone who gives me the love and attention I was so deprived of as a child. That's it. She lost it. She went crazy. She saw red. She's like, what? That's not true. So I'm glad we were able to be honest with each other, though. Anyway, that's my time. Have a good night, you guys.
Yes.
Give it up for Victoria. Yeah.
Woo!
Also, Victoria, there's a petition going on for you to play Princess Leia. So.
Oh, okay, for sure. I'm definitely down.
Loves you. We are thirsty. We want to drink out of your cool glass. Okay, girl.
Yes.
All right. Give it up one more time for Victoria. She's awesome. All righty. Coming up next to the virtual stage. This next comedian is not only a comedian, but as I've said during the open mic, which is a callback, she has the hands of Jesus because she's the musical director of Villain Theater, and she's just can play any song, just amazing. Literally Beyonce and Jesus and every other person that has any musical talent. You didn't know that Jesus dropped an album? Well, now you do. Alrighty. Coming up next to the virtual stage, let's give it up for the one, the only Priscilla Blanco.
Hey Anna, thank you so much, and thank you, Villain. And yeah, I got my drinks, water, H2O. Jesus hands, here they are. But yeah, Anna's right. I am a music director. I do a lot of music things around town with different theaters, and I teach music. I perform. I do all sorts of things, and mainly because I make everybody sing. Literally, anyone that you ask, they're like, "Yeah, P makes everyone sing." Why? So you can prove to that depressed motherfucker who told you you couldn't sing when you were 5 or 6 that you can indeed sing. All right? You know, those are the people right now who are depressed at home watching Tiger King on repeat. All right? But this took me to me teaching middle school for 5 years. I taught band, orchestra, piano, guitar, all sorts of things. And a lot of my friends were like, "You're teaching middle school? That's like the worst age group. What the heck?" And I was like, "You literally hate children." Yeah. So middle school is tough enough already. They're dealing with hormonal acne. They're already like trying to figure out who they are in this crazy transitional point in their life. And on top of that, you're going to hate on them? Great, sure. But a lot of those kids who came to my class some of them were very committed, like were all about learning this new skill, and some of them were super talented. And then I had other kids who were faking seizures, and that was lovely. But at the end of the day, these kids that did learn a skill, they continue to kind of be involved in different communities, and they're doing really well. And all those kids who are now grown, who didn't have anything to do with my class, they're basically staring now as grown adults at their black Netflix screen, seeing their reflection and thinking, "I should have joined band in middle school." Yeah, you could have had a guitar in your hand right now, all right? Instead of looking at yourself on that screen. But anyway, we make realizations all the time. And one of them was when I was much younger. I used to be Jehovah's Witness, and I'm going to say JW for short. And being a Jehovah's Witness, a lot of people make fun of them. They're an easy target. They're not too bad because I learned a lot of useful skills. I learned how to, deal with different types of scenarios, talk to people. But a lot of people are like, "Oh, right now, everyone's in quarantine, so you can't like knock on their door." And I'm like, JWs are resilient people, all right? They're right now writing letters as we speak, all right? Letters, putting them in envelopes, putting little pamphlets inside that envelope and mailing it to you. And when you open that envelope from a fucking stranger and you see that they're asking you to repent from your sins and take a Bible study, those are JWs for you. Yeah. So one time I actually, when I was 9, you're trained to go out and preach and go spread the good word. So I was about 9, and I have my presentation ready, and I go and I knock on this door. My heart's pounding, and I'm like, "Here we go." And the door opens. Good morning. This morning we're visiting our neighbors, and here's a pamphlet. God's kingdom, is it real? But you look kind of busy, so we'll come back another time, and thank you. You know who opened the door? A grown-ass man. His underwear. All right? Yeah. So I end up going back to the group of elders. They're like, "Sister P, you did so good. Oh my God, Sister P, that was awesome. You handled that like a pro." And I was like, "Y'all literally hate children. Making me talk to a fucking stranger. Thank you." But again, realizations. After that, I was no longer a JW a few years later because I'm fucking gay. And yeah.
Nuh-uh.
My sister had a difficult time kind of adjusting to that though, because she's still a Jehovah's Witness. And at one point she's just like, "What? You're gay? What? Since when? I never knew." And I was like, "Girl, did you not see me crushing hard on Alicia Keys and learning all her fucking songs? Like, All right, I keep on falling. Like, yeah, I was literally falling. All right, not just a fucking metaphor. All right, so it's interesting because the craziest things in life that happen to us have always forced us to come closer together. The other day, she walks into my house and sees this new art that I put up on my wall, and it's a woman on an easel painting and another woman on her knees eating her out. And my sister looks at the painting and she's like, and I'm like, yes. And she's like, here's soup. I'm gonna go. I'm like, bitch, don't act like you did not see that. All right, the same way you saw my bong, the same way you saw my cute little pink strap on, the same way you saw my fucking weed stash, the same way you saw my fucking nipple tassels. All right, who we kidding here? All right, let's be real. All right, and that cough that you gave me an eye for, that's my weed cough. All right, alrighty, y'all, that's my time, and I hope you have a great night and stay safe.
Woo! Bless up, hallelujah! Because P just left the house. Give it up for her, Sister P. Yes, alrighty. I know that I can't hear you all clapping from your homes, but I know you're all just like, yes, because she's amazing and we love her so much. And when all of this quarantine is over, you better come out to a live show. I don't care if you are not in Miami. I mean, some people don't leave Broward to come to Miami. Just come to our theater because Priscilla on the keys, Hands of Jesus. We do 2 musical improv shows, and there's probably going to be more in the works because the people at Villain are amazing and so creative. And they literally do like almost a 30-minute improvised musical, and she's just like this. I mean, I'm not even gonna. I just look stupid. I'll let her do it herself. But give it up one more time for her. Yay! Alrighty. This next comedian, you may have seen him last night hosting the Digi Yas Comedy Clash. Also, what amazing drag numbers this person brings out to the table. And I did read on Wikipedia that this is Britney's favorite fan, Britney Spears' favorite fan, last name. So without further ado, I hyped him up already enough. Let's give it up for Al!
Woo!
Thank you so much, Anastasia. Those are all facts, by the way. Great drag numbers and Britney Spears' #1 fan. Yes. So thank you so much for that introduction. My name is Aldi, just like the supermarket, right? You know, the one that you always forget about because you rather go to Publix or Trader Joe's or Winn-Dixie. That's me. I'm Aldi. And you know, I used to be like, damn, like why my initials gotta be like some forgotten supermarket franchise. But I started to, kind of accept my new identity. And I looked up the slogans for Aldi because I was like, you know what, let's see. And actually, like, I'm literally Aldi the supermarket. Let me read you guys. These are true. Some of Aldi's slogans. Aldi, spend a little, live a lot. Aldi, like brand, only cheaper. No shame there. Aldi, this is my favorite. Come for the veg, leave with an electronic tire compressor. Iconic. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make one about me that fits me more. So I came up with one. It's Aldi, come for the D, leave after I tell you about my commitment issues. So if you couldn't tell, I am gay. Unless I needed to tell you that. But I'm not just any type of gay. Us gays, we love everything in labels and like perfect little packages. So I fall under the bear label, which means I'm just scruffy and I'm beefy, But I actually redefined what it means to be a bear because I call myself a BBA, a bear by accident. You see, like 5 years ago, I used to be half my size. I had no facial hair. I used to nair my entire body hair, and I was what we call a twink. When we say that, twink. We don't want to say that too loud. We don't want to here and but 5 years later, and a traumatic breakup, and a lot of late night Taco Bell, and we're here, and I'm a bear. But I've learned, just like Aldi, I've learned to kind of accept my new identity, my new bear identity. But now there's a lot of pressure for me to keep the whole bear lifestyle. I can't drop this. Otherwise, I'll be demoted back to twink, and I can't have that happen. The other day, I was doing a home workout, and I posted like a thirst trap on my Instagram story. And my friend, who's actually a bear by birth, he's a BBB. He was born a bear. He responds back to the story, and he's like, "Excuse me, are you like working out?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" And like Bear Boss just like caught me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, gotta stay healthy during the quarantine." And he's like, "Oh," and I could literally feel the betrayal in his bare little hands, and we have not spoken since. So, meanwhile, my twin friends are like texting me like, "Yes, girl, work out so we can go to brunch after all of this is over," as if they eat brunch, right? Like what? I'm glad you guys are seeing this version of me, the more secure in my sexuality version. I was not always like this. I used to be really self-conscious about telling people that I was gay. Now it's the complete opposite. Like I can't go 5 minutes without like shouting in your face that I'm gay or having like a big ass gay flag behind me at all times. The only time that I'm a little like hesitant is when I meet stray guys for the first time and I gotta like test the waters. So I'll approach them and be like, "Hey, yo, man, that's a tight ass jacket you got on, no homo." Or then I'll be like, "Dude, that scarf makes your eyes sparkle, bro. No homo." And then my favorite one is, "Hey, bro, you want a blowjob? No homo." And the constant in this is the no homo. I used to hate no homo. But now I've reclaimed it. Now it's mine. I've made it my own. No homo. And if you're gay and you're watching this, use the no homo technique, and I swear to you, you'll get like a 5 dick upgrade. Like you will times your dick times 5. It's guaranteed, foolproof. If not, come talk to me. I'll give you a full refund for my advice. But I'm not just gay. I'm also an immigrant, and I can hear woo in the background. In Miami, right? An immigrant in Miami, like where, right? But I'm not just any immigrant, as you've come to find out by now. I'm not just the thing that I say I am. I'm more. I'm different. I am a dreamer. A dreamer, yes. Which means if you've been watching the news, the dream can come crashing down any second, become a literal nightmare, and I'll be on a one-way ticket back to Uruguay, population of 3 million people. That's not even a joke. That's a fact. There's one person for every 3 cows in the country. Imagine my gay ass amongst all the cows and like with like a little I would wear. Like what would I even wear? But I've been living in America for 18 years now. And when we first moved, I was 11 and I was in a really, really bad place. Not mentally, I was in Broward County. If you've never been, it's like a different country. And it was really hard for the Caucasians in Plantation, where I was raised, to figure out if they hated most the gay part or the immigrant part. Because in one hand, as an immigrant, I'm shoving my culture and taking your jobs. And as a gay man or a gay boy, I'm shoving the gay agenda down your throat. And to be fair, the only thing I'm going to be shoving down your throat, I'll let you know before I do it, and I'll make sure to say no homo, okay? And that's my time, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Anastasia.
Let's get up for Al, baby. So Al inspired me because before all this quarantine, I went to Jungle Island, and it was hot as fuck, if for those of you who aren't from Miami. And it was like a Chinese lantern festival, and I bought this fan from China, and we are ready because it's about to be, first of all, I can do some ASMR with like the fan. I don't think I want that. But we, if you can't tell by my background, are about to hit up even more bears. They're fabulous, they're rough, and they are so amazing. And I cannot speak about bears if I did not mention that this next person is the king of the bears. He was Mr. Key West Bear. Literally has a sash. So my little background is nothing compared to this king coming up next. The one, the only, Ryan Poppy J Snacks. Woo!
Hello, thank you so much. Wow, Anastasia, thanks for the shout out. Invented bears. How's everyone doing, you cool cats and kittens? Um, so yes, like Anastasia mentioned, I am a bear, as you can see in my humble habitat. Um, if you're wondering what is a bear, bears are homosexuals that could just barely keep up a diet. It's this thing on. Way back when in history, as America's obesity problem grew, the obesity in the gays grew as well. Because guess what? Gays are human beings. Wow, I know, right? And as they got a bunch of these overweight gays got together and they're like, well, I'm not going on a diet. I'm not going on a diet either. But what do you think we should do? We should make our own label because as Aldi mentioned, gays love labels. We do. I mean, it's easier to pick a spot to sit at lunch, um, you know. And they got together. They made a constitution. They got the president. They were like, oh, if you see a hot bear, you must go wolf. And it's like, don't dogs go wolf? And they're like, well, yeah, but you also don't want people going raw all the time. You know, we're charming bears. There are bears by accident that are just bears in denial, like Aldi was. I'm a bop. I'm a bop, which means I'm a bear on purpose, honey. Okay, I purposely love to eat, and I just and I still get the pipes cleared, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? You know. Why aren't more Oscar winners gay? I think that gays should have acting experience on their resume, especially if you've been closeted. Like being in the closet is an acting gig 24 hours a day. You know, in eighth grade, I had to pretend that I was a Lady Gaga, well, I am a Lady Gaga fan, but I had to pretend that I just loved her art, that I thought that she was like the finest piece of meat on the planet. I was like, oh yeah, did you see Lady Gaga in that meat dress? Yeah, I want to eat her up, bro. Yeah, no homo, no homo. And it's like, girl, I wanted to like wear the dress, instead of just like eating it. Give gays more Oscars. Like we have no bears have no representation in the already short amount of time gays have on the media. There's so many bears at Villain, and the non-bears be like, why are there so many bears here? And it's like, girl, because we don't get attention anywhere else. Have you seen Will and Grace? No bear. Queer as Folk didn't have any bears. That show Looking on HBO about the four different white gays in San Francisco, they had a bear. They had a bear, but it just wasn't enough for me. The twin bear ratio just wasn't there. Instead of having scenes where they're at brunch pretending to eat or they're at a bar, why can't there be more scenes of them at the buffet? Like, why can't you be spilling tea while you're getting your third omelet? You know what I'm saying? Like, what that just doesn't make any sense to me. More bears on TV. All right, you heard it here first. Um, Another pressure of being gay is that there's a lot of pressure to entertain your straight coworkers. You know, you being the only gay in a heteronormative environment, like they look to you for any sort of entertainment. You could be having a conversation with Susan from HR, and then she'll be like, "Oh, Ryan, is the sky blue?" And then you're like, "Yes, Susan, the sky is blue." And then she's like, "No, but say how you really say it." And then you gotta go, yes, the sky is blue for the guys. Yes. You gotta vogue and everything. You gotta just add a couple S's, to your yeses, and then you're already like a freaking class act, you know. um, class act for tip me. I take tips. You know, and um, some people might think I'm heterophobic, and I think I am. Um, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave you with this. Gender reveals not cute anymore. You know why gender reveals are terrible? Because that's the one thing that the straights can't take from the gays. Gays don't do it. We don't give a shit. Gender is is a social construct. Like the other day, even this quarantine, someone sent me a video of a couple doing their gender reveal from their balcony. Like, throw yourself off the balcony, and then whatever color comes out that should be that's a gender reveal that I will watch, and that is my time. And thank you so much.
Woo!
Shout
My
out to everyone. Shout out to
God,
Anna.
that was so hot. I love it. Thank
You're hot.
Poppy J. I would be remiss if I did not mention, I'm going to keep this with the fan because everything has to do with fan now. I would be remiss if I did not mention that Poppy J runs the best lip sync competition in South Florida ever. It's called the Shady Lip Sync Battle. And last night we actually had a version of it. It wasn't a battle, it was just a showcase. You definitely want to check that out. That's on our YouTube page. So if you want to see some fresh numbers, way better than whatever I'm doing with this fan, definitely check that out. And definitely follow Poppy J because he is doing all kinds of stuff. Burlesque, all this kind of stuff online right now. Tip him. He's amazing. We love him and definitely support him. And when we come back to the theater, out of quarantine, when we're done with social distancing, come to the Shady Lip Sync and pick your battle. Alrighty, coming up next, this is the last comedian of the night. He is one of my dear friends. It has been so beautiful watching his stand-up journey. And he's hosting a show. And it's one of the shows you could see here also on our YouTube and coming up very soon for episode 2. But without further ado, I would like to introduce the one, the only, your headliner for the evening, Tarek Turgeman!
Woo! Tarek! What's up? What's up, my fellow comedians and my fellow audience? My fellow audience? Does that make sense? Everyone out there in the world, thanks for that intro, Anna. Thank you for being my stand-up mother, teaching me everything I know. I'm Tarek. I'm quarantining as everyone is. My quarantine has been particular because I went through a breakup. Because I'm cute, but I'm not quarantine cute. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, "How many days is this shit?" You know what? But if you are gonna break up during a quarantine, which might happen to you because it looks like we're gonna be doing a few of these, make sure you go to the groceries after you break up because we went together before, and now I'm stuck with all his like unwanted groceries. So I have this like turmeric ginger coconut beverage here. If anyone would like it, it's good till October. My boyfriend's like, "Oh, it's gonna help me." My ex-boyfriend was like, "Oh no, it's gonna help me sleep." I'm a pothead. I can barely stay awake. Anyways, don't need it. Breakups are funny because you find out things about yourself. Like a couple weeks ago, I was a cuddly bear and I was grumpy, but now I'm just an angry fat person and I'm way too hairy, and I got no one to trim me down. Okay, damn. My friends are like, "Tarek, take this time to be creative, to write." And I've tried to write, but all I've really come up with is great like novel titles, like "Love in the Time of Corona." That's my romance, yes. And it ends with an orgy somewhere in the jungle. So this is how we got the Rona, Another one I'm writing, or wrote the title for, is COVID-19 Lovers, sci-fi. And that one, I don't know what happens, but it ends with an alien orgy showing us how it all started. But yeah, I mean, I don't blame anyone for not wanting to date me. I'm very intense. I'm very moody and complicated. That's partly because I come from a very intense and moody family. I come from a moody Mediterranean family, or MMPs, moody Mediterranean people. And I'm a double Mediterranean because my dad's Palestinian and my mom is Sicilian. So, it's very intense. We come from war. We come from guilt. We come from garlic, you know? One of the hardest things to do was communicating with my parents, especially my father. It was hard to find common ground because he's a Palestinian refugee, self-made businessman. And me, I'm the little princess, so it was hard to make a connection. But high school was very stressful, and I was always like anxious because things that the other like regular kids took for granted were very difficult for me. Like asking my parents for permission was a mission. My dad was super strict, and I would always have to go through my mom first. So I go to my mom, and she'd be in the kitchen cooking like something light, like 4-layered meat lasagna. I'm like, Mom, I want to go to the beach with my friends and supervise, and we're driving and staying there for 4 days. And my mom would be like, Daddy, you're 16. Your father is not going to allow that, okay? But Mom, all the kids can do it. Daddy, look, I have an idea. Because Sicilians, they're creative. We're going to tell your father you have a project to do in the beach. Mom, I don't think my dad's going to buy that. Listen to me. Just tell him you have an environmental project in the beach, okay? So, don't tell him. Mom, can't you tell him? No, you tell him. If you tell him, he will respect you. Respect you. Freaking annoying. I would have to go to my dad's room. The door would be slightly ajar. He was always listening to the news. It would be like, the occupation of the Palestinian people continues. Like, I compete with the occupation. I would go in, I'd be like, Baba. He'd be like, Because these moody Mediterraneans, they don't even answer you back with words. They say for yes and for no. That's it. Baba, he'd be like, can I go to the beach? But I want to go to the beach. But it's for but no. I was like, Dad, it's so unfair. The news in the background would be like, 55 more Palestinians have been displaced. Oh, you want me to tell you what's unfair? I'll tell you what's unfair. In Abok, which means fuck your dad in Arab. No, for having. So that was my high school experience. I spent all of it like devising sneak out plans and contrabanding cigarettes and alcohol into my room. Like the people of Gaza will be really proud. That's my time. Thank you, Anna. Thank you.
That was so hot. All of you were so hot that I now need 2 fans. Oh my God. All right. I will say, this is there's a village on here, and this is the closest I'm going to get to traveling to China for a while because America's racist and they're not going to let me go anywhere. All righty. So, while I'm fanning myself off, I want to bring out all my hot tamale, hot caliente comedians back on so you can see their beautiful faces one more time. Yes. Alrighty, let's see them. Irina, I don't see her. I don't see Ryan. I don't see, oh my God, but Al still beats me with the fan. He wins. Alrighty. Well, if you didn't get to see, some of us are missing, but if you didn't get to see them earlier, then this video will be up online later. And remember, there's a part 1 and a part 2. So thank you guys all so much for supporting live comedy, even if it's on the virtual end. Thank you for supporting Villain Theater. Definitely check out Villain Theater's website. Sign up for a sketch class. Again, don't go rogue on TikTok. We have people who can help you actually get good content out there. And you want to see good content? Check out Thundercut Part 1 and Part 2. Allison's really good content out there. We have lots of great sketches, lots of great things from all of these amazing people. I mean, these are the people who are the future of comedy, not just in Miami, just in general. So you're seeing greatness happen right here. Thank you guys so much. And Allison, your dog is disappearing into the Okay, yes, scary. That is terrifying. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much. Have a great night. My name's Anastasia. Bye.
Mhm.